But the 116s are on back order. Just waiting to hear about a delivery date. Talk in a bit.
9:30 a.m.
If you start blabbing to your friends at work, I'll be in there so fast it'll make your head spin. What happened last night is between us. Don't make me come there.
I think the key message is that domestic violence doesn't stay at home. The research that we did, actually the first pan-Canadian survey on the impact of domestic violence on workers and workplaces, really found that both workers themselves who are victims of violence, as well as co-workers in the workplace, are aware of the problem. They'd like to be able to help, but we really don't have built-in supports. There are financial, economic costs to this issue being present in the workplace. And there have been studies, direct workplace costs, and this is tip of the iceberg, $80 million a year Canadian businesses lose because of domestic violence coming into work.
Where's Melanie?
You are?
Leslie, I'm her partner. Where is she? Can you scroll down?
Excuse me?
Maybe I'll just take a look myself, see if I can find her.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
The Make It Our Business training program goes into workplaces and trains supervisors and co-workers around recognizing signs and symptoms and providing a supportive response. A supportive response can be everything from just having, a supervisor who's understanding and respectful and willing to maybe give you some flexibility in your work time, or not come down on you if you're 10 minutes late because your keys have been hidden. Those are important supportive responses, or co-workers that are willing to, sit down and have a coffee and help you de-stress when you've had a rough night. So I think all of those things are different types and levels of support, and really it starts with awareness and acceptance that this is a problem, but we can deal with it together.
If you want to talk about it together and figure something out, we can do that.
I think the most powerful thing that has happened in the time that I've been working in healthcare has been Bill 168. And the impact of having legislation that requires organizations as employers to take action. The programs that supported that legislation, like Neighbors, Families, and Friends and Make It Our Business, are really, really helpful. What we've learned is that people need to know, what do I do next? What resources are available? What do I say to them if they disclose? And I think it's the fear of feeling, I'm not really sure how I can help this person. Who do I call in the organization? Who can support me in that? What are the next things that I say in response to that? If they say, yes, he's hurting me, I'm afraid for myself and my children.
Maybe I should talk to the steward and tell him what's going on.
Whether it's workplace violence or it's domestic violence, you need to bring it forward. It's your business to bring it forward, and we expect it. I teach once a month all of our new hires. I show the video from Neighbors, Friends, and Family to all the staff so that they get to see that, because that's a real process for them to understand. It's not just me standing talking, it's people talking about their own lives and their own experiences.
If you suspect it, ask questions.
Because we do education with all of our staff in our orientation and when we're doing training with them, staff may recognize some signs. They may see one of their staff members who's in a situation. They'll go to the manager and say, I think that, my colleague, there's something going on. With the training they've had, all of our managers will step forward and say to somebody, we need to have a conversation. I'm going to call and we're going to get some people and we're going to have a conversation. When people have that education, they're actually willing to sort of ask those questions openly. Not in a intrusive way, but in a, we care about you and we're concerned that something might be going on.
She keeps really close tabs on you, huh?
She worries about me.
I'm worried about you.
We've kind of opened it up by talking about it with all the staff and with the managers and training everybody that this isn't a private issue. It's a public issue, and that people need to come forward.
It's a workplace issue. It's around making sure that we have a safe environment where people can have the best outcome possible.
So what is this about?
Employees may think at that first meeting that they're in trouble in some way or that they're going to lose their employment. We always reassure them that that is never going to happen. That's never the case. We just want them to be safe. They should be able to come to their workplace and have a safe haven when they're there.
One of our primary goals is to just make it comfortable for women to talk about it. Because what we know is that when a woman is isolated, she's most vulnerable.
He doesn't want me to spend any time with anyone else. Not even my family.
we can take steps while they are at work to provide them with a little bit of respite, support, safety planning.
Let's just focus on making sure that you are going to be all right. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
What is the likelihood that the stalking behavior or the aggressive behaviors could play out within the workplace, and how do we put plans in place to address that?
If he's not lurking around outside, he's calling the desk, wanting to know where you are, who you're working with. Is everything okay?
We need, co-workers, as well as our neighbors, friends, families, everybody, to be aware enough and confident enough to talk about it with one another so that we can support those who are experiencing violence and support those who are perpetrating it as well, and put them on a different path so we can solve this collectively, because just hiding it in the corner or in the house is not going to be the solution.
En tout cas, si jamais t'as besoin de t'éloigner de lui un peu.
Violence against women is a healthcare issue. These are lanyard cards that we put out, and the idea, again, even as a patient, is to invite a disclosure. But on the back is that see it, name it, check it, which we have adopted from the Make It Our Business campaign. And again, is about providing that, creating that conversation and that culture that it's okay to talk about this. It's okay. We're here to support you. There's no judgment.
Okay.